Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future. Trade in all our videos for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated trading as long as you are on SIM. We're not responsible for your trade. Is always the market amazing. Within seconds, the market really took a big dive, and this is really interesting. The market took a dive immediately after the news, and look where it did come. You have three institutional number. The first one, the second one for the morning, and the third one for the afternoon. And the market dropped immediately to the institutional. Look at this, how accurate it is. And it was close position on that. And maybe there is more going down the hill, but at the moment the market is like breathing. And look on the Nasdaq, the same thing came into target one, and with the reversal is not repaint reversal, and this one here with a reversal, and it's not a paint reversal. And and um, and it is amazing. Now we have a little pullback, and now we go back to the re-entry. But right now, we are going probably. There, normally the re-entry is somewhere around there, but we don't have a re-entry up here because the market dropped fast. So there is a potential high risk for re-entry at 70.57, and this is amazing. For the Nasdaq, if the resistance did not hold on the 26,333, then the next resistance re-entry is 26,367. So it is really uh, another things is we've been doing this for many years, and they are all over the videos from the previous videos. We always say when the market goes between the two yellow line, for short, you should not take short in this area, and you should not take short for this area. And vice versa, when the market goes up between those two yellow lines, you should not take or activate your auto trade to take long in here. So when the market dive between those two yellow line, you should not allow any kind of auto trade to take a short trade. So this is a really important re-entry. So we'll see if this market continue to the target two, or it's going to stop at the range where are the yellow lines. We'll see how it goes. But the target two on the Nasdaq is 26,241, and on the ES, the second institutional is 7,039. And also, I mean, this is a big drop for the CL, uh, and now is up a little bit, but I mean, look, I mean, the CL is, I mean, the level on the CL we were, um, and this is very important news for us, is somewhere around 88 level. So I mean, it was going in the right direction, but maybe right now there is some problems, and the CL is a little bit up, but I'm almost sure the CL will go back down again. It is very important. So right now we are watching. You see, that's what I was telling you, that there is a double resistance here, and it could be uh, a re-entry point from this, and it happened, and this one here is a re-entry point, and right now it is the most dangerous uh, timing right now. If you um, uh, if you take a trade right now at this moment, because the market is like the way it dropped very fast, needs to reconfirm every number. So be careful how you uh, uh, want to proceed with the trade. So we're going up, and be careful with the re-entry point 26,355, and there is still double resistance here, so do not take long and do not take short on the ES, please. Be careful, try to protect yourself, try to protect your account, please. Don't underestimate the market. Sometimes the market can really tricky, you know. uh, you see, that's what we are concerned about. It is extreme dangerous time right here, right now, because the market can go different direction right now. So if you are not in a trade, be careful, please. So we're coming to the re-entry point right here. This is the re-entry point right there. 26,352.75. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Be careful. If the Nasdaq break the 326352, 26,352, look at this. You see, this is the re-entry. If the Nasdaq can break that problem, you don't have a long trade. You have volatility. Be careful. Why? Because they are, maybe you might think there is a tremendous rubbish lines in here. They are not rubbish lines. They calculate the market and they get tight when there is a hard resistance or a hard support. This is a different equation from whatever you are used to. So this is impossible to be broken, not from the first time. The Nasdaq has to try plenty time before it's able to break that thick wall in here. Now the ES is climbing to the re-entry point right here, 7061. This is the re-entry point technically. The second re-entry point is 7066, is right here. So those are the two re-entry on the ES. And the Nasdaq is coming to dead wall. It's right here. It's coming to the dead wall. So you don't have a long trade. Be careful. By this time, every single indicator you have from here to here, every single indicator you have on the chart is telling you to go long. And you do not have long. Be careful. You see what I'm talking about? Look. So all your indicators showing long, and you don't have a long. Our Nasdaq took a long trade here, but you don't have a long trade. Your 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 limit is 26,373. This is your limitation if you are lucky. This one here is on a 15-second. If we look at the chart, is a very for a very fast movement, 15-second. But when you are dealing with 1 minute, that is not going to work for you. But the 15-second Brennan early entry on that auto trade only, not on every single auto trade. On that auto trade, you can use the 15-second. Actually, we have a German guy. He lives in California. He uses it constantly. 15, 20-second. He uses it constantly. So, um, and here is the market going up, but you don't have a long trade here. Um, this is only 15-second chart. The ES started collapsing. and and the Nasdaq will collapse again with it. So don't worry. At the moment, there is no light for a long trade on the Nasdaq at this moment. The Nasdaq start getting stronger. The buyers over the seller, but you cannot take a trade in here until the Nasdaq across all of them. It's a very high risk to take a trade when you have a thick wall like this one here. It's not gonna do the trick. So be careful. Look what happened. You see, it's struggling, but it's getting stronger. Nasdaq got stuck right now. That's what I was talking about. If you look at the Nasdaq, now got stuck between the support and the resistance, and it got stuck in this channel. Look at this. So now the Nasdaq is trying to recover, no big deal. Also, the ES trying to recover, but if you notice right now, it's not strong enough to break those area, and it doesn't want to go down anymore. So that's why 97% of amateur trader, they make mistakes in this area here, and they allow the auto trade to take a trade. You should not allow an auto trade take a trades in this area because this is a really critical area. Got stuck in the channel, and the only thing we can get the Nasdaq out of that channel. Even the ES got stuck in the channel. We have a problem at 70.67. We have a major support, and it's flirting between a resistance and a support. So right now it is on idle, can go both of direction. So if the ES is going down, the Nasdaq is going back down again with it. And this is what it is. Always, always, always. Despite all the multimedia, all the advice, all the training, all this. The only thing I know has been working for 37 years. Identify trend, pullback, re-entry, or a reversal. If you are educated, you can take reversals, but always, always identify the trend before you take the trend. Identifying the trend with the 20 different indicator does not help, because when you have a 20 different indicator, by the time you want to confirm the trend, you are very late into trade. So be careful. And look what happened here. The market, you see, it crashed at the Nasdaq, and the ES drag the Nasdaq with him down. So that's why it's very risky when you don't read the market. You can fall easily in a trap, you know. So this is very good. At least we stayed safe, you know. I hope somebody have listened to me and not taken a long trade and stayed the way I was guiding you. The ES continue on a short. If you are desperately for a trade, um, and you are between ES and Nasdaq, you will be better off with an ES. There is less volatility at the moment than the Nasdaq. So um, it hit the target as what the market analyzer has a predict target here, and he hit the institutional. He hit the market analyzer target. This is another different system. There is a pullback, and there is one entry right there, and there is one entry right here. Those are the two re-entry uh, uh, short, and at, this level here, 7051. I would not recommend for you to take a short in this area here. And if you notice where our this dead zone we have here, the yellow lines, if you notice, it's been coming to the 7049 plenty times. I mean, we cannot pinpoint by the tick, but once the market entered this area here, it's not really safe to continue going short because 9%, 8%, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, when the market entered this area here, uh, indicated the market. Uh, this is not overbought, oversold indicator, but there is an exhaustion in this area because the yellow line measuring the previous highs and lows from the previous. So what it does, it calculate where is most likely the market is going to return. So that's what it is. So right now we are at the target one again, institutional number, and then it's gonna go to target two, hopefully. Usually target two by 11 o'clock, and now it's 10:23, so we have plenty of time for that. Don't trust the Nasdaq, please. Do not trust the Nasdaq. Only short. At the moment, the Nasdaq is weak short. Weak short the Nasdaq. Be careful. There is more beef on the ES than the Nasdaq. Now the re-entry buy, this one here is right there, but it's too small a trade, so it's not acceptable. We don't want to take a small trade, but the only re-entry right now we have to make money with it is 7062. If you want to reverse, yes, we have a buy signal, but I'm concerned about those double resistance here because the ES only down, and why go and take in high risk on the reversal? Because the market is bleeding, and despite all this, the buyers are almost equal to the sellers with a 6 different time frame. The Nasdaq is going up, is fine, but the reading, there are a lot of weakness on the Nasdaq, a lot of weakness on both of direction. So don't burn your finger on the Nasdaq with an early entry at the moment. It's a doesn't matter what system you are using, folks. Does not matter. It's the same story. So let's see if this market able is tried before, and let's see if this market able to break this level. This is the very important decision before short and long. We need to cross this key level on the Nasdaq before we start thinking long, because when those two are not working in the same direction, you have uh, you have a problem. They are not in sequence with the same direction. One is pulling the other. Yeah. So we're trying to um, stay away from volatility in the market. It is very important to stay away from volatility. Market is not like what you see in the commercial buy sell signal. I wish that would have made uh, life much easier. You know, you can sit down on the beach and just wait on the buy sell signal with a small laptop or iPhone. Believe me, it does not work this way. You need to look at the whole market structure if you want to be. You don't see any institutional, you don't see any firms. They have the most best professional traders uh, using couple $100 indicator and trying to make a living out of it. You don't see this by done by professional. So don't fool yourself with those indicators because those indicators that can cost you a lot of money and losses. You need always be safe and look at the market structure. Doesn't matter what system you are using. I don't care what system you are using. So now we are at the key point with the Nasdaq, either make it or break it. This is the key right here. 26,384.25. Also, I'm not your financial advisor, but when you have confliction with the ES and NASDAQ, always close your eye and trade the CL. Always. Because the professional traders, when they see problem with the ES and NASDAQ, they go on the CL without even looking at the chart. For me, without even looking at the CL chart, when I see problem with ES and NASDAQ, before I even look at the CL, I know it's trending. So, as a trader, you cannot say, I wanted to trade only ES or only NASDAQ. A trader is a trader. He have the basic or he don't have the basic. What do I know about orange juice? I cannot tell one orange juice from the other one. I don't know where it comes from, Miami, from South Miami. I don't know where the juice come from. So, and I don't know how to buy juice and sell it, and buy container and sell the juice. So what I'm saying is, you cannot trade something you don't understand how it works. You have to understand it. So I don't know anything about coffee. I only drink coffee. So I don't know how to trade coffee. But when you have the chart, you start seeing numbers how they are working, and then you can start making decision. So now if we look at the CL, this is the last resistance level, and it's going to break it. Easy to trade. Climb into the institutional one today, and climbing on the institutional two. There are many people buying on the CL. There are buyers. There is not much sellers. And from 1 to 30 minutes is a perfect picture for trading. It's a perfect picture for trading. The minute we start crossing this double resistance, you can see how it got straight to here, and now it's coming on a pullback. Normally, in those cases, people with 10 ticks stop loss, they get wiped up with that trade. But here is the re-entry, and also this is an entry on the breakout right there. So you have two uh, entry. You don't just enter the market in the middle of something. You don't do that. So right now the Nasdaq is trying again, wants to break that area here with a very, very weak long trade, very weak. And there is a good potential for the Nasdaq to drop back down again. So when our indicator is telling us to go long, and we have not looked at it visually, that is not acceptable, then you should not go long. Not to just indicators, and not to just auto trade. Now the CL is going to try to break this double resistance, and the Nasdaq is, look at this, is sinking. It's sinking again. You see, there are weakness. So you got stuck. Look, between support, resistance, support, resistance. The Nasdaq got stuck in the channel. You have to look at it like a pinball machine, ball. It goes up and down until you find an exit. And with the market, it is about finding an exit. So I want to show you on the 15 second. On the 15 second, because it's a very fast entry, and uh, and it's taking the trades very early. That will give you, on those days like this, privilege to close positions on a trade, because we know, look at this, it's getting stronger, but it's not strong enough. So what we do, we can take profit on the top, and then you take a profit on this one here, and then you can go back. And what we have done, we closed the trade right on the top, still cooking. Look now, the buyers start getting over the sellers. Now we start seeing the green. The 1 minute is not important because it can turn back to red or green. The 3 minutes fire green, the 5 minutes fire the green. This mean it's getting stronger for the taking off. So this is it. That's why we took a profit, and now there is a good potential now for long. And on the second try right now, the Nasdaq is getting stronger. The buyers over the sellers start getting in a green, a little red on the higher time frame, indicating it's about to break that area here any minute. We should not jump on it until we have confirmation able to break it. So now it's getting stronger. It's getting stronger, and we should not take a trade on the Nasdaq long until we have confirmation the Nasdaq has able to break those resistance. At the same time, we would like to see some green on the ES, so at least we know we are going in the same direction. This is less straight, more accurate, more efficient, and more professional. You don't see a professional trader in an institute. If he start at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock, he's gonna click on the button buy sell. You know, he already set up. He already looked at the market. He already did his homework. Look at the structure of the market, and when the market open, he is ready on a full throttle. He already made a decision which direction, or maybe he's gonna hold on at the opening until he get his number. So it's not a dishwasher machine. You just turn it on and off. So right now, you see, that's why we need the confirmation. It's getting stronger, but we need the confirmation to break that area. And we like to see some green in here. All what we see red, like a Christmas tree on this ES, indicating the ES is not able to survive uh, um, to the long side, and the Nasdaq is not able to cross those double resistance. So this is a really confusion for a trader if he cannot understand. They need to be in sequence movement. Always, ES Nasdaq have to be in sequence movement. Some of the traders make mistake. They want to make a decision only on buy and sell. Uh, the buyers over the sellers, or the sellers over the buyers, and then they make a decision. This is the biggest mistake you make, because now here the buyers over the sellers with a six different time frame is extremely accurate, with the buyers over the sellers or the sellers over the buyers. And sometimes you have the chart to blink here, red or green, when there are a new order, heavy order coming in. Start to blink and you can see it in the corner of your eye. That means there is buying power coming in. But the reality is they are buying powers, but they're not able to hold on to that trade, which we see a lot like this. Um, which I strongly do not advise. somebody day trade crypto or Bitcoin, is the best investment if you want it. I'm not your financial advisor, but it's good to have it on a cold wallet. But for the day trading, a lot of people got their fingers burned because they try to day trade uh, Bitcoin, and they don't understand. In the crypto, you cannot use a stop loss, and this is a problem. You know. So here it is right now. That's why you see sometimes investors they come in with a large amount of money, and then the price goes up, but then it immediately collapse again. And the reason is there is not enough strength for this market to stay pushing up the market. Sometimes you can see big order coming on the cryptocurrency, especially on the Bitcoin, some companies and some, but then you can see collapse again immediately. um, or sometimes they can hold on to it for 5 6 hours because there is not enough to for the trend to continue, and that it is sometimes can be a problem. To so what I'm saying is don't just trade because buyers over the sellers or the sellers over the buyer. We need to look at the level, we need to look at the key level, we need to look now the movement on the ES hit the bottom and the yellow line, like what we said, don't trade when it hit the yellow line. It did. It came in one time, two times, three times, four times, five, six. It came in many times on the yellow line. Those are a reversal area. I'm not gonna sit down and cover reversal area right now. But here told you long, buy another system and telling you buy. So now if we look at the Nasdaq and the ES, they're going parallel. That is gonna ignite the Nasdaq to break the double resistance finally. And now we have a long trade, early long trade on the Nasdaq, and now it is taken off because then the ES start recovering and it start going up. Uh, so now start the Nasdaq breathing to the long side. A matter of no time, used to be a resistance, and now it will be a support, heavy support. So now we are crossing it, and this is an entry point actually. You see, this is an entry point. Now we have a new signal buy on the Nasdaq. You see, now start getting stronger. The ES is climbing slowly. We have a little problem at 7062. Pull back here, don't get scared. It's getting stronger. You have to be patient with the Nasdaq. Now watch this one carefully. Now we're coming the same problem we had a minute ago on the Nasdaq. Now we have the same problem on the ES right here. Now it start getting stronger. We need to be strong enough to hit the yellow numbers is 7062. It is the key. It is the key, and it's very important number, because if the ES crossing this one, we can go all the way the first target here, and the second target is right there on the Nasdaq. And if you are trading 4 contract or 2 contract, or if you are in a swing trading, here is one absolutely final target is right here, and you can take this one up a little bit. So those are your target for the Nasdaq trade to exit safely at those targets. So now what we are doing, we are monitoring. Hopefully the ES will change direction so we can be on this resistance, crossing it. This is the key right there. And if the ES not able to break that area, it might drag the Nasdaq with him down again. So this is key. Always trade the key levels, the keys, always. You know. Actually, I have a gentleman. He's what, couple of weeks old gentleman with us, and I mean, he has a limitation with Ninja Trader. He's not. He's new with Ninja Trader and all this, and it is very confusing when you're using a system and a new platform in the same time. It can be. It can drive any person crazy. And actually, I mean, he's not a professional trader, but actually, he's done well. Uh, Even with the limitation he have with the trading and the platform, everything is new to him, and the results, they were very impressive, you know. So what is nice about him, um, he spotted, he spotted, he spotted what we talk about. He spotted, he observed it. You see, now the if the ES cross it, Nasdaq is gonna fly immediately, at least to the 26,451. At least we are waiting on Tom. I mean, on the uh, Uncle ES here to cross the 7062, and that is gonna ignite the Nasdaq to the higher level, final destination on the on the Nasdaq is here. And look at this, the fight is right there right now. Here's the fight, you know. And believe me or not, that problem can cause the Nasdaq to flip the other direction. Look, immediately the Nasdaq responded with it. You see, it's not indicator, folks. Don't let anyone fool you. It's not indicators. It's knowing how to read the market. Otherwise, you're gonna be wasting your time purchasing auto trade and indicator for the rest of your life. I have seen it. We've been in the public over 17 years. I've been trading over 35 years. I have seen it all. You cannot just rely on indicator and an auto trade. You need to be educated. I don't sell any CDs. I don't sell any education programs. The only education program is right here on that channel. So I have nothing to gain. I'm not collecting any emails. I'm not collecting, I don't know who's on this channel, and I have nothing to gain out of it. But take it from an old guy like me, you know. Uh, Believe me or not, you will remember me one day. The same thing happened to me when I was young. I remember my older guys. I was laughing at them when they were trying to teach me in Geneva. I said, I'm an aircraft engineer. Who's this guy to tell me I'm smarter than him? Turned out I was the dumbest one ever came out. I have to go back and chase those guys 5 years later, put them in a restaurant and say, tell me everything you know. Again, one more time. So thank you, Harold. So also me, when I came in, back then it was not even an internet on a satellite. So also me, when I first started, I say I'm smarter than this guy. It turned out I was an idiot, you know, young idiot, naive. Um, I was, you know, and and then you learn that when we're talking about money, it's not ATM. Any kind of business is not an ATM machine, and anyone can draw a picture differently is a fool to believe that. We all like to sit down on the beach and have the computer print money for us, and we sit down and drink, enjoy the sun, get in a nice suntan. The only ones I can see getting a suntan is the ones are unemployed. That's it. In my area, I'm talking about my area. You know, they have a beautiful tan, and I'm white. Every day I say I go for a swim, and I never had a chance. So um, so the got rejected from that number that bring us somewhere around here for a buy on the on the on the Nasdaq. I mean, there is one here, but I don't like it. The second one is here. There is one here. It's dangerous. This one here is a bit safer. This one here. So you have two trades. This one aggressive, and this one is safer. And the Nasdaq is um, the re-entry is right there. You see? Now the ES is climbing to this area here. It's a wishy-washy. I don't like it. Let's see what happened. And look, with the Nasdaq re-entry, I plotted. I missed it by one tick. You see that? You see that? It's right there. I missed it. I don't know if you can see on the YouTube the tail, the wig, but I missed it by one tick. Now, on that trade, it's not has nothing to do with the amount of money when you are auto trading or you have an indicator or a buy sell signal. I don't know. There are many garbage out there. All this trade is depend on if the ES able to climb to the 7062 and break it. Has nothing to do with an auto trade. Has nothing to do with an indicator. If the ES break the 7062, that trade can go all the way up to $1,000. If the EI is not able to break the 7062, we might walk away with nothing, just a little banana here. So don't activate right away the trailing stop. The first things you do, break even. And don't cash in on $30 or $50. You don't go into the market for 30 and 50 and $60. It's coming. I mean, I'm strict with it, but if you want to, you can make it a little bit below the support line. That will be safer, so you will not be stopped out. So the trade here, the performance on that trade is not your indicator, it's not your auto trade. The performance here, if the ES break the 7062, change an indicator, change in template, it's not going to change anything uh, on your performance. This is still going to be the same problem, whether you are using a minute chart, Renko bar range, you still have the same problem, 7062. Simple. Don't think by putting a Renko so you cannot see it. We have Renko. But just by putting it on Renko so now you don't see it, it means your trade is going to go through. It's still going to be the same number, the same problem. You cannot hide problems in the market. You cannot. So the trade here, the performance on that trade is breaking the 7062 or not. Simple as that. There is no magic in here. Talent. And you can see right now on the NASDAQ, now the NASDAQ is taken off because the ES crossed the key point. Not your indicator, not your auto trade. Because the ES crossed the key point, and that's ignite the NASDAQ to go high. We still have a little bumper here, and then a highway free all the way to the 7075. Highway free all the way up. You cannot even hold it anymore. We need to cross this last bumper right there. I hope he's not gonna die on me in here. The trend. I'm gonna stay a few more minutes to guide you on that trade. Wants to get off. Wants to break the last bumper, 7063.50. And look where is the Nasdaq, folks. it's, they are waiting on each other. Look. Can you see how they are both in line? One of them will break this line, the second is going to follow. You see? Once you understand the trade, and you really love it. And here it is. And it's taken off. I strongly advise you not to use a trailing stop. What you do, you take it, you hide it behind the support area. And if there's any pullback, you will not be stopped out. Now it's flying up. It's finished. It's going up. Now you have a new signal buy on the ES. Everything been confirmed, taken off, tied your seatbelt, and it's finished. Folks, it's been a pleasure for today. That was really nice. And yes, we'll see you tomorrow on the same channel. Thank you. Bye.